bones. With the drinking and the beating and the flying and the screaming and the shouting and the screaming, bitching in between him. Now I press their fingers and never thought of shouting out for nights. And the kicking and the biting and the silence and the...
Live from the podcast rooms in Glasgow, it's all about the Gers with Ricki Neill, Derek Ferguson and Charlie Miller.
Hello and welcome to All About the Gers. Not even started yet and I'm getting abuse, which isn't anything unusual, but tonight it's actually what a couple of guests we've got on, Derek.
Aye, by the Beale, I've just saying it's like old times.
Dug up,
and then,
substitute for Miller.
And we're in good company with Stuart, obviously. Hopefully he's going to talk about it.
Yeah, I know. And Stuart, hey, welcome.
Take it away, Stuart.
I know, right?
You can bugger off. Gerard, tell me more.
No, sure, son. Plug that plate.
I know. In fact, Stuart, you said that your dad had a question for Ian.
What can I say that one?
Definitely.
So I was saying to my dad, I was like, listen, I'm doing a podcast in a couple of days with Ian Durrant. Any questions for him? Dad, straight away. Ask him if he still goes to the box.
I knew it again.
What do you mean doing again? He participates.
Puts them together.
Hey, we had a good wee day down in Corby, didn't we? We seen a great flip band, by the way.
Aye, brilliant. And what a welcome.
Describe a great flip band, by the way.
I know.
What differentiates for a bad one and a good one?
I think the 7-hour journey down made it even better.
Aye, there was a few, we're taking part in a few drinks, obviously.
As you do.
But no, what a welcome. You know, we go down there, wasn't it?
It was great.
That's just...
down there years ago, that's unbelievable. Now, you just got into this wee tune and there's about 2,000 bears, all with Rangers strips on.
Aye.
It's frightening.
It's great.
But sold it to me.
Well, do you know, Stuart, when we were going down, they said, is there any chance you come down to our wee Bears Den? And I thought he was talking about Bears Den. I was like, we just came to Scotland. And it was actually, they built a pub out in the back garden. What was that pub like? It was amazing. They had air conditioning, everything in it.
Belter.
Memorabilia all about the place.
Air conditioning, everything. It was outside.
No roof in the place, by the way. It's unbelievable.
He bought a pub and there's air conditioning.
That's the main thing. I don't know. Listen, I'll tell you, this is a class act, this place. Air conditioning.
See, as man caves go, it was more than a man cave, wasn't it?
Aye.
Aye, it was different gravy.
Aye.
Honestly, it's top draw.
You always see these with the boys, like, where did they get all this mental memorabilia?
Remember, that cost a few bucks.
Aye.
That's the first thing I had a look at when I go into these places. And I mean, we're talking way into the thousands.
Oh, it's fortunes for that.
It's crazy.
Because you go to the gigs and all that, and obviously the auctions.
Auctions.
Some of them are going like 1,500 quid,
Exactly.
$2,000, and you're looking, you're counting them up,
Aye,
and there's
aye.
about 30 or 40 pictures up there. And you think,
So
man,
was anybody in Corby come down and
Aye,
see
what's
my
it?
garage?
They'll do you a deal. Do you a deal, no bother.
No, but it was great. And it was funny, like, we hadn't eaten anything for about 7 or 8 hours. And then
That's not me, Charlie's.
I know, but we went.
Charlie's makeup, having something
We went
in between his Fosters.
his Fosters, I know.
peace and lager.
we went and done a gig, and then after it, me and Charlie and Derek went back to the hotel, and Derek went to bed.
I went to bed.
Derek went to bed. Me and Charlie kind of gate crashed the wedding.
As you do.
And helped us out of the buffet. I was like a shark.
Some pieces you've got there, head.
We've got video evidence
Aye, we
behind all the leftovers. You know what I
Aye.
mean? They've already eaten, and
Aye.
there's just leftovers.
He's a little bit back.
He's hoovering them up, by the way.
Union Jack tap on, just a little bit back like that.
One by one, going to each table,
Yes, but he's done
Poor
it.
performance for you.
Honestly,
You know, just went, get a carry out for somewhere. No.
Everywhere was shut. But it was
Aye.
brilliant, wasn't it? It was, anyway, but thanks again to the guys in Corby. Hopefully we'll be back again soon.
Probably not.
Better get back to him for Stuart's play.
I
That's
mean, you
right.
didn't know, aye, that's it. He's so many in Corby.
We're still to punt that. But also, before we go any further, I'd just like to say thank you to all our sponsors. Plugged In Business Solutions, DB Dental Care, ISG Resin and Flooring Specialists, and Giant Sea Architectural. I just got a flashback. Remember, we phoned Stuart, the dentist,
That's right.
on the trip down. I think you and Charlie are going to get your teeth done.
Well, obviously I need mine sorted, man. My teeth are good. By the way, he's going to do a good deal.
Aye.
Is this down in Corby, I know?
No. Clyde Bank.
That's going to say.
Oh, aye, we've struck a deal, so we'll get Christmas and New Year out the way, and then I'll be done.
We've struck a deal. Your
You
dentist.
say a Nashers for next year.
You'll see us next year with all these teeth.
Three of them with the turkey specials.
I know, we're just trying to find somebody that does the hair.
Oh,
I know a boy.
That's over. Have you got a complex about your hair?
No, but see Stuart's here, I wouldn't mind telling that.
Oh, that's a weave, isn't it?
It's a fucking nightmare. That's
That's
what it
not
is.
a weave.
It's not a weave, no, but it's just that's a fact.
Do you not enjoy the fact that you can just get the old clippers out, wallop right out of the top of the napper, and that's you?
See if I can pull it off. I'd have that all day.
What's that cost you to get that cut?
Get that put on. No, my sister's a hairdresser. So
There you go. Hee-haw.
Hee-haw.
I suppose you're right.
Better than the Bill Clinton look in it.
Best $5 I ever spent was a shaver.
That's
And a
not.
big.
My dad's
Still
building
using that big
all.
one for last year.
Oh, what was it like? So obviously we've driven into Corby, right? Had a few beers in the back, and for some reason I decided to go for a shower and shave my hair with a bic. What was it like? I lost half my ear, I think, didn't I? Fucking blood poured
Do
out
you know
everywhere.
something? I can't even remember.
You don't remember
Better
that?
than
No.
I don't.
That's what my dad's built right, and I remember I was with my couple years ago, and he's like, I need to get my hair done. I was like, what do you mean? So he gets it shaved, 20 quid. Some boy ran over.
Oh, no, I'll do it for
20
a
quid, I know.
I'll come to your house and do it for a tenner.
He must be getting a hot towel and the ears
You
waxed.
better
and all
believe it,
that, haven't he?
honestly.
Have you had one of them?
No, I'm dying to get one.
Or to get the old lighter out and all that as
Aye.
well. I normally do that and go away on holiday and that, and that's what they do.
They make sure
the
they
nose, in the ears, everything.
The turkey get the heat massage.
Aye.
I thought they were going to shave my balls. I know, by the way they were done.
If that show goes well, boys, I'll treat you on. Don't worry about it.
You're lucky the pair of adamants when they would have.
We will talk about football, but before we go to football, I'm actually going to plug your Christmas party.
Aye.
Christmas party this Friday night in Ayers, so you can buy tickets. They're only £15.
Tickets, come on.
It's ourselves, Charlie as well, and DJ DeVito and Chris D, the singer. So it's going to be a great night, and there's a few Rangers supporters clubs going through as well. So
Excellent.
still tickets available from allaboutthegers.co.uk. But anyway, since you're new to the show, I think we're just going to pick on you because since our last podcast, obviously we've had a change in manager.
Right.
Stuart, what was your thoughts on the decision to get rid of Gio?
With Gio, listen, with Gio going, it just cements the fact you do not get time in this job, right? 6 months, he gets us to a European final and gets us a Scottish Cup out the door. Now, don't get me wrong, like the progression in the league, that's the main factor. Play for Glasgow Rangers, and if you're a Glasgow Rangers manager, the league is your bread and butter. You can't get that far behind Celtic. You can't get that far behind top spot. But with all the credentials that he brought, as it says, European final, Scottish Cup, still getting the boot. I mean, I think that just shows you can't get any time up here. You need to really hit every single thing, or it's nothing. It's everything or nothing. So that's I'm thinking.
I think as well, Stuart, it was the style of football.
Oh, I
as
was
well.
bored.
You know, I know, and that's what when we were coming in here, you know, every Monday night. Some games we had won, you know, but we'd spoke about it even before coming on air, you know, and it wasn't a good watch. And I think under Beale, I think that'll certainly change.
I'll tell you, but it wasn't born with a European run though. They were some of the greatest nights I've ever had. You know what I mean? So they nights weren't born. So it changed. What changed?
He's full team,
pre-season?
I think the injuries were horrendous.
Oh, aye.
Get away from that. Derek was spot on. The style of football we were watching wasn't good. And obviously when you fall so many points behind Celtic, but when he had the players up and running, he'd have fitter Morelos. Unfortunately, the Europa Cup final, he missed that. Kemp was in fire. Kamara, now hopefully Kamara will turn the corner now. He seemed to have now a really good game against Leverkusen on Saturday. But he had a really fit team. And then injuries, suspensions, you name it. And he had one thing after another, but the style of football we were watching wasn't pretty to
think
watch.
he lost one or two in the dressing room as
I
well?
think you could hear the rumours coming out, Derek.
And it started to transpire onto the park, didn't it?
Exactly.
That's what it seemed like.
And you felt sorry for him. His body lines at the side of the park. You know he was struggling.
Aye.
And it was inevitable, I think, now that Rangers were going to try and change because you could have given the opportunity or give him a transfer window again to try and get more players in, but they went down the road of Beale. They tried and trusted under Steven Gerrard, knows the players, so there's a quick change around in terms of he's not having to get to know the new personnel. He knows the players in and out, and he's whooping them. And I've just seen wee snippets for training.
Aye.
It seems a different place
Dynamic. Aye.
in terms of now.
But you know yourself that's always the case.
You actually get the
There
bounce off
there's
of that.
always, you always get that with a new manager coming in. The trick for Beale is he's going to have to obviously continue that, but he's also going to have to deal with what we're just talking about Van Bronckhorst. When we're about to, the real stuff starts on Thursday, so there's going to be players. Everybody wants to start, so it's the players that he has to deal with that are left out. It's keeping them on board, keeping them happy, and that's what management's. Well, you know it better than me. That's what I think management's all about.
That's
Aye.
the name of the game, right?
Yeah, but he's as I said, he's good start on Saturday.
Correct, aye.
Albeit a friendly. And you're right, the bread and butter. And it's an opportunity now with Celtic not playing. You can claw back 3 points, then become 6 points. Then you never know.
Aye.
9 points is not in some.
It's that kind of feel good factor.
Exactly.
You can. That's the gist I'm getting even for
everything.
and that's important.
Yeah.
So
what he said in
need
the
that.
press conferences now, everything's been positive.
Very good. Isn't it?
And he speaks very well.
Because remember, did we discuss it? I don't know, because see when the appointment was made, and I mean, we're just going to be brutally honest. I'll be honest, I was a wee bit underwhelmed, you know. But the but is, by the way, see, since he's come in and you've saw him on camera doing the interviews, I've went, by God, the positivity, you know, and right away, he was saying as well, Stuart, I'm going to address certain things, a few problems. So he knows he's right at it right away. And then that been going for kind of underwhelmed, I went, by God, I'm liking what I'm hearing. So
going for like saying these things and knowing what needs to be fixed is one thing. Actually doing it and executing that is a completely other thing. So I'm just hoping he manages to hit the ground running. It's not what I wasn't sold on him. If I could get anything back for that Rangers team that won that 55, I'd bite your hand off for it. And I'm just hoping that's what he's bringing back. Like, don't get me wrong, obviously there's a new squad. There's a good few new players that he didn't coach under him. Yeah, he still get his injuries and stuff like that. But what I'm hoping that he'll bring back to Rangers is that feel good factor. Is that no, this is how we do it. This is why can't we do that again? And that's the main thing that sold me on him being the manager again, because it is a wee bit underwhelming. But at the same time, who else were we going to get? And I mean, you've seen what with the AGM, like, we had 5 million profit. And I mean, how much profit that did go away to get rid of Gio, and then what you left with, having to go and poach another manager with somebody else. So the money wasn't going to be there. So you're thinking, right, who is our options going to be? Beale's probably the best we're going to ever get. And exactly as if he can come back and bring into that team just a wee bit of flavour of what they had back with Stevie G, then I'll be over the moon.
absolutely.
Aye.
So I'm just going to go back to Ian, because we asked this question a few weeks ago. Just, you know, you always hear us saying that the managers lost the dressing room, all that kind of thing, you know.
Aye.
I'd ask you guys if you'd ever been in that position. Have you ever been in that position, Ian, where some of the players aren't playing for the manager anymore?
You're not in the dressing room.
We just laterally when we're going through the lower leagues, when the administration came, the dressing room was hard. Then obviously the players could do what they want, which is now their objective in terms of getting the best deal they could for them. And a lot of them left, but now which I thought under circumstances would benefit them instead of the club. They could have done things a lot better for the club. And but that was just about that time, that 2 or 3 weeks. Now losing 8 players in that dressing room, that was a hard time. Then the next time, now you're having to build a brand new squad from now virtually nothing. And they were hard times. But again, the dressing rooms we were in, now they actually bossed their own dressing rooms. Now the players, now the manager didn't have to a lot to say. He'd have things. He would have wee rants now and again. But the players knew if we weren't doing it right, then we sorted it. And that was the thing. Now we had a great dressing room, great characters, Goffey, Bomber, Coisty. Now going back, even the goalie, Gascoigne, Loud Up, now our time, Peter McCloy, Jardine, Derek Johnson, big characters, and they sort of governed the dressing room. And when you see something like that happen, that's when the older pros step in and make sure it doesn't now manifest into something that's now a bit more sinister.
Right.
That's what it's a bit different, Ricky, in this day and age. I don't think that happens anymore.
No.
I think going, and I know people go, way back in the days, but it was true. You know, there would be 2 or 3 of the players in there, you know, the elder ones, the ones that have been there and done it, and they would get after you. So they were actually doing the job for the manager.
Right. I mean, it's basically at the end of the day, it's the same players, new manager. So obviously you're going to get a wee spark out of them, hopefully. But I can't believe the change. See, some of the players. I mean, Tillman was excellent.
Because he's playing Tillman in his right position.
Aye.
I mean, arguably that's where Gio, you know, let himself down with Tillman. You know, playing him in a wide area, playing him in a position where he was going up against teams that were going to boss the game in terms of possession. He's a guy that if he's in a team on the front foot, playing in a kind of central area, no wide, no isolated. So I think that's where he'll get a tune out of Tillman.
Right. Well, do you know, I don't know if you've seen the press conference the other day with Michael Beale, but he basically said that Tillman wants to play slightly higher. And he's willing. He's actually listened to him. And he's willing to give him the freedom. I don't think Gio done that, Ian.
No, Derek, he played wide on the left. Remember, was it wide right at Parkhead? Oh, he couldn't do it.
Anfield as well.
See, Tillman's a £5 million player. So now think it. So I know he's a 20-year-old, but he's regarded as a £5 million player. So we should be expecting a lot of him. And maybe Michael Beale has seen the trick and where he wants to play him. Could it be off Morelos? Could it be off Cholak? Now, who knows? Coming in, Kent coming in, but he gives you that wee bit in the final third that no other player in the team's got. That wee bit of industry, that wee bit inventive, and he looks like on his game. He looks a fantastic player.
See those times you do get to see him. He works this wee bit of magic. I mean, he'll pick a pass out. I can't remember exactly what game it was, but I remember he must have the vision on him was ridiculous. He just right through the middle passes, things like that. He can cut a game moment a second, given his chance. He got a lot of stick for being looking as if he was lazy and he wasn't moving about a lot. He didn't really look as if he wanted to be there, but I think it's exactly that. He wasn't getting played in the position that he came here to do.
And Stuart, I think he was playing to instructions that he was given for the manager. You could see that, and I think under Beale, he'll give him that freedom.
So.
That's what it looked like to us. And I thought, you must remember me saying, I think it's a wee bit unfair in the boy, because we've got to remember as well, he's 20 years old. He's still learning the game as well, and he's a talented boy. And but the one thing with Beale, our new manager, he likes him. So, and I think he'll get the best out of him.
But his whole body language and everything on Saturday was different, Stuart. He looked like he was enjoying it. Whereas I commented the other week where his arms were down by his side. It looked like the teenage in a huff kind of thing.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Harry Enfield.
Harry Enfield going.
A lot of that resonates. See, when now you're not winning games, and as I said, now you've got to remember he's a 20-year-old. But for me, he's a 20-year-old with a £5 million bracket. So I was expecting a wee bit more in terms of now. Okay, I'll watch your boy, and there's no comparison. The boy Bellingham, 19, going about the way he's going about, cajoling people, now taking the game with the scruff of the neck. And by no means am I labelling Tillman the same as Bellington, but I wanted, when it was a bit tough, come on then, show us a wee bit more spark. Now shows.
I think Bellingham is slightly different in terms of he looks a leader. Tillman, isn't he? Tillman looks a guy that if you play him in the right position, the number 10, and give him that freedom and let him just go and play,
do your job.
I think he'll be a real good player.
I mean, on Saturday, Stuart, the football was so much faster and less predictable, you know. And Leon King's actually already said that Michael Beale's been stressing that at training, that he's wanting to move everything faster and short, nice passes, you know.
You've got goal scorers and you've got players like, now we're going about Tillman, if you get a fully fit Morelos, why ponder about and play pass? Now we've got Ryan Kent on one side, and he can go and can be electric when he wants to. Beale has been watching lyricals about how good he could be, so maybe Ryan will step up to the plate now. But it's no use having what you've got at your disposal if you're not going to use it. And it was pass. It was now what we're doing, and at that time we're getting teams time to get back in. Now it's gone to Tillman. Tillman's on the front foot, bang, and looking for a Morelos or a Cholak or a Kent.
You know, I was the same as Derek when I heard it was Beale that was going to be the manager. I was a bit worried because when you think about it, it was basically him that was running the team before. The last couple of months, it was getting quite predictable, and it was very stale, the footballs. You know, so to hear this kind of stuff for Michael Beale now and the way they played on Saturday, I know it's just a friendly, but it's quite exciting for a fan in it. Sure.
There was falling under the category like when we won 55. Like as soon as we got that trophy, everything else went out the window. We didn't care what it's been like for the past 3 years. We didn't care. But see, looking back on it, when we were rumoured about getting Beale, there was a lot of Rangers fans who were sitting going, wait a wee minute, if he was a mastermind behind Gerrard, we won 1 out of 9 trophies. How's that a mastermind? We won the main one, right? And I think that's what a lot of Rangers fans kind of bought into. He was like, oh, he was a mastermind. Fair enough. If he was a mastermind, we played a lot better football back then than what we're doing now. But again, he still only won 1 trophy out of 9. So I think those questions were answered to him, and I think that's why he's coming out in these press conferences saying, well, no, I know what needs to be done. This is what this and this is what he's executing. So as I say, hopefully he can bring back that spark and build on what he had rather than the legend of what happened. You know what I mean?
We all know we need to win games.
Exactly, put the ball in it.
Winning games, and now everything's rosy. But you'll see, Derek's spotting when he said Thursday will be the coming. See what his start lineup is in terms of now. Again, he's been talking about Ken. He's been talking about Kamara, who he's not had the greatest of season, Kamara. But again, Michael might get a wee boost out.
Well, he raved that was his golden child kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like apparently the Kamara and Beale relationship was brilliant back then. So as I say, it's
always that's now see, we read between the lines that the coaches have always got good relations. See, when you come the manager, Now your other coaches have got to go and now do the good cop, bad cop.
Aye.
And Michael was now under Gary McAllister, great assistants. Now they could go and speak to the players, but now when you're speaking to players as a manager, it's a totally different mindset now.
Aye.
And that's where you've got to try and get the best, and that's where he was relying on.
So like
his
Gerrard,
assistants.
Gerrard could have given him a wee bit of stick, but he'd go back to Beale and he'd be like, "That's all right, son."
Oh no,
That'll be all right.
probably that's what goes
Aye.
on. That's what goes on,
That's
and now
mental.
the manager will have a pop of you, but with the assistants,
I'll be
or
like,
with the
"Don't worry
coaches,
about
I'll come in, right, come on.
Aye.
Just give you a wee warning, and
That's
they'll be the wee go between.
That's a cracking wee insight, isn't it?
That's where you get the good cop, bad cop,
Aye.
and the bad cop's always the usual manager.
I know who's going to be, that's what I'm going to say, who's going to be the bad cop. Aye.
Anyway, the friendly, obviously, Rangers 3, Bayer Leverkusen 0. It was quite a good team we started with, actually. It was McGregor, Tavernier, King, Sands, Devine, Jack, Kamara, Tillman, Matondo, Kent, and Jolak. Just ignore my notes here because I said that the first goal was a set piece. That was actually the second goal. But the first goal was a beautiful goal for Tillman, cross in from Tavernier. You know, there it was quite impressive, wasn't it?
Aye. Oh, but that's it. And obviously we second goal with the head, but just getting across that front post area into the box. That's what you want to see your midfielders doing, your attacking midfield players. So, but the one thing, I mean, you're just reading that team out. The one that I was delighted for, I mean, I wasn't at the game. I'm be honest, I've just saw the highlights. I was working Saturday, but the young boy Devine,
Aye.
I saw him last season live at Tynecastle, and I thought he was excellent. And he's went in there, playing out of position as well, you know, and done really well. And it's good to see the young boys that we all know you're there for a reason because you're a good player. But the other side is, can you handle that? Can you handle going out there and playing in front of the?
It says that he is right-footed, but he can play left or right back. You know, so
He's predominantly right back.
Aye.
He's a.
As he grew in statures, I see. I've
think
only
he's filled out a bit, yeah.
because that was the one thing. Because a lot of the boys that played at Tynecastle towards the end, you could see they've got a bit of development in them in terms of now physically. And I was just hoping that with that boy because you can see he's a terrific football player.
Yeah.
Once they bomb forward,
I think every young player we've gave a chance in the past 6 months to a year. I think every one of them just totally took it on.
Yeah.
Exactly what you were saying there, Derek, about like, can you handle that pressure? Like your Lowrys, your Kings, I mean, your Devines, they're looking as if they can take that challenge on, and that's only a good thing for Rangers.
Aye.
I mean, that's perfect.
I just seen a text there. The boy was talking about Lowry. I would love to see a lot more of
100%.
Lowry, but obviously injuries and you get into the start of the season, then he get a really bad injury.
that's a boy
the
that
B
doesn't
team.
lack belief.
Oh,
no.
You know, he's got a strut about him, and
He
that's a
was-
good thing.
aye, he
I
was
mean that in a
really
nice way.
And
you know?
he's the one that now he could come in. If Tillman's off colour,
Aye.
now he could come in and
You
fill
can-
the boots.
you
But
can-
the thing for Devine now, he's playing at left back and he's filling in a position just now.
Mhm.
But he's like same as Patterson. Now,
Aye.
he's got a
got a
class
hang about
acting Tav in terms of Tav will play right back if he's fit,
Mhm.
and Devine now being a right back. But if he plays at left back, you never know. Now we barraged away, and the wee ban.
See, I was going to.
He's obviously we don't know how long he's going to be out for.
Do you know how that's
So he might kneel down a
quite
position.
interesting, Gianni? Wait, I want your take on that because you'd have thought in that game that it would have been more captain that would have filled in.
Exactly.
You know, and you'd have put the young player in the position he's comfortable with.
Aye,
So that probably to me says a lot about the young boy.
definitely.
You know, he can
I
handle
think
that.
Aye.
even the young boy Devine, but also the new manager coming in because he's only probably seen Devine
couple of weeks.
a couple of weeks. And he was only a kid when he was
Mhm.
there the
Right,
first time. And he's come in and went, okay, we'll play him, and that might come down for the judgment for the youth coaches. Yeah, he can
Aye.
play there.
Yeah.
You go, okay, then let's see how he does, and then he goes
he's
on and
doing it.
does a great job.
because he already had a couple of other young players on training. Is it Lovelace? And I can't remember who the other one was. But Lovelace was training with them as well.
I don't know. The injuries are people still going away and on breaks, but you'll have a look at everybody and what they'll do at Auchenhowie. They'll have all these practice matches where the whole squad of 28 players will be involved. There'll be bounce games, and you'll have a look at everybody. Now, playing out of position, maybe going down to 10 men, trying with different tactics, 4-3-3, 4-4-2, 3-5-1, now, all the different aspects in training, and you'll see things. But Devine in the B team was a standout nearly every week. And you'll know what you can do.
You know, I was so happy to see the second goal coming for the corner because every one of your corners were always played to the back post. You know what I mean? And it was just boring. That's obviously been worked at the training, sure, isn't it?
It needs to be. You hit the nail on the head. I think it's actually maybe in the last Champions League game we played. I think we had something like 7 corners. We got none came from one corner or one set piece. We had everything wasn't getting anywhere near empty. Heedless chickens. as if we were just putting the ball in, seeing what happened. Nothing was rehearsed, nothing. There was no structure to any of it. So it's extremely encouraging to see instantly that, right, we know what the problems are. This needs to be better. So, aye. I'm happy with that.
That's one of the probably things he spoke about that he's going to address. Set pieces is massive in the modern game,
especially us.
Well, you look at Rangers, they're a big unit in terms of presence, and they might win your wee games. Celtic done it for years now. They were absolute monsters at the back, but set pieces, corners, throw-ins, now they're difficult.
Well, we've got a wee bit of good news today. Connor Goldson and Ben Davies are going to be back at training, and he says in the next 24 hours or something we should know if they're actually available for Thursday. But he's also said he's very confident in James Sands and Leon King. Also,
yeah, he will be. I think I've seen a wee snippet. Leon might be signing on the contract, so that'll be a boost for the boys as well. But Goldson was a big player for Rangers, and he's back sooner than expected.
He also goes on about Glenn Kamara in the press conference. And
what did they say?
He says
the real. We've got the real,
the real boy back.
I kind of went. I played that back again. I went. Did I hear that right?
Is that what he said?
He says we've got the real Glenn Kamara. So that just tells you how much he was underperforming. But see the other thing. But sure, I don't know. Sometimes that can up me. I'm going. Even though sometimes if you maybe didn't go on with the last manager, you didn't maybe have, I shouldn't maybe say that, as much respect or whatever. Sometimes that can happen. But you're
still there to do a job.
Aye,
no, I understand that.
For your own personal pride.
100%.
And then again, for it's Rangers you're at, and he knows what it's like to be. So when he said the real, I was like that. So in one way I'm going good, but another way I'm going, I'll not use that word. It's a sweary word I was going to use.
Because what he did say was, somebody asked him about the various teams that are in for him, and he says, to be honest, if we get the real Kamara, then he's far too good for any of those teams. And he wants to be watching Glenn Kamara in a Rangers top.
Hopefully he's meaning the real, as in the sense he was mentally he wasn't performing. Maybe he was dealing with his stress. So hopefully he doesn't mean the real Kamara as in what we were talking about there. Like, can I ask for this anymore? Hopefully it's not that, because I mean the Kamara we've seen for the past 3 or 4 years, he's loved his time here, and he's done a lot of great things, scored a lot of very vital goals. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't like to think that's what he was meaning by that. So
that's how I replayed it, and I went, did he? And then I'm starting to think in my mind, I'm going, what happened? Did he kind of fall in love with the? You know that he was in love with you, but you know what I mean.
I think he felt now. He just disappeared off the face of earth in terms of now. He was an automatic pick. Then Lundstrom, and there was Davis at that field. A lot of players he thought maybe just lost his way a wee bit. He went through the racial stuff and all that, which I think knocked him back a wee bit. But he was still far better than what he was showing.
That's a fair point. You know, I forgot about that as well. That could have affected him. And
it was good to see Arfield coming on scoring goals as well. He's always reliable for that.
On you go, because I love Arfield.
You've taken the words right in my mouth as well. Like, I was seeing, not that I was seeing stick for Arfield, but like being in Rangers pubs or talking to Rangers pals and stuff like that, like you never really had, Arfield wasn't getting talked about enough, and I'm going, the boy comes on, does a job every time. You know what I mean? He's got that position, that impact sub, and when he's on, he's 110%, and he's probably getting a goal. You know what I mean?
That's the one.
He's in a great position.
I love that he never spits a dummy.
No.
You know, he doesn't take it to heart. He knows if he gets an opportunity, he'll give you everything, and I love that.
I'd say Arfield's one of your top players in the past 3 years, 100%.
Of course, he always comes on, does a job.
Definitely.
Right, we're just about to talk about your new show, Stuart. All right, but
So we're talking about it at the start
already.
I've got a video and everything. In fact, I want to know is anybody going to be playing on the likes of Ian Durrant or Alan Cloyster in the video?
Unfortunately not. No.
I wonder if play him.
That's actually a boost.
Well, we're going to talk to him after this, even wants to do a cameo.
I'll go to be a cameo.
I'm his agent. But what I'm going to ask you is, obviously a Rangers fan, who was your favourite player and which one of your most memorable moments?
Sorry, boys, but I loved Alberts. These were good. Know what I mean? I'm only saying. Know what I mean? But I was a big Alberts man.
He's getting a wee easier. I'll let my baby.
I tell you what,
I grew up with your team. You know what I mean? I did grow up with your
We Charlie knocked out Alberts, didn't he? But
I don't think so.
Wee Charlie wasn't even second best that day.
What a lovely guy he is. Big he's a big gem.
Aye, the big one. He was the one when I was growing up. So I'm 33. So I was born in '89. By the time I was kind of coming into Rangers, if you're talking about maybe '95. So for then on, coming into age and really games I can remember well, like the 98, 97, 98, 99, and then for then on. So round about that time, George Albert's boys.
Oh, yeah.
The hammer.
Aye.
Right, I'm going to actually play your trailer for your show, and I have to admit, I get a wee bit emotional when I watch this. So I think you'll start greeting Derek. But this is
You get emotional at the Dairy Milk advert.
Use the word shite here.
just tough.
Sitting making that right, and I make comedy, you know what I mean? And I'm watching that going, that's too heavy, that's mental, right? And I was like to myself, I know for a fact that's prime for a ripping for the other end of the city. I was shiting myself.
Do you know
I
what
what you're saying, because it gets the hair in the back of your neck.
Do you know what I was actually
Standing
thinking there? But when that's about the third time I've watched it, it was just when I heard the piano in the background there, I thought it was one of the X Factor auditions.
Mate, honestly, I'm sitting there making it right, and I'm watching it, and I'm just watching without the piano. I'm going, it needs something. Chuck the piano and it changed everything.
No, it's brilliant.
But it is, it's like,
A lot of pride
it's,
in it.
it's your life.
Exactly.
It's been your life, you know what I mean? And we're still, obviously, we're doing podcasts like this, but also going to Rangers functions, still part of our life.
And always will be.
Aye.
Always
So
will be.
growing up a Rangers support, till the day we die, it's unbelievable. But to be still involved in some capacity, for me, and still having that relationship with the supporters, because it was one thing that me and him loved as young Rangers first team players, is we always loved going to the supporters clubs nights out. It was the best, and I kid you not, best nights in my life, by the way.
Because it's one big family.
Aye,
That's all it
and
is.
we could go to that night out and we could relax and we could chill out. There was no phones,
No.
and no days, and by God,
No, I've done a few things myself, and it's the first things the boys like, right, no phones! Get your phones in your phones in your pockets.
And you always get one, don't you?
Get your phones in your pocket.
So, anyway, do you want to tell us a wee bit about your
Aye,
how you came about writing it and everything?
Listen, the video is very self-explanatory, you know what I mean? So, as I was saying to these boys off here, like I've got a background in writing for television, used to write for Only an Excuse, and it was around the start of this year, I got a wee opportunity to do a Rangers play in the pavilion with big Grado and stuff like that. Scott rally around the Rangers, and I'd never done any of that before. I was like, going to do a stage play? I'm like, it's going to be mental. So, long story short, took it, went and sell out every night, 19 nights, sell out 1,500 people a night, just having the best party I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, great.
It was unbelievable. And as a fan, it was up there. I was just in my element. Like I couldn't wait. Up there I was terrified the fact that I was going to make an ass of myself. I loved every second of it. As soon as I was up there, I was like, no, this is feel at home. And the thing was, it was full of Rangers songs, and those were the most comfortable parts of the night because I knew them. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was perfect, and those were the moments where you was getting the full crowd going mental. And ever since I'd done that, I was like, no, this is what I want to do. This is what I need to do. And the story it's frightening. It's blatant as the nose in your face. If you were ever going to write a story about Rangers, it needs to be the last 10 years. It's the greatest story ever told. You know what I mean? There's teams all around the world that would never have survived that, and we done it in record time. We get back to that Premiership in 4 years. You know what I mean, tell me another team in the world that would have got to the bottom of their country's leagues and back to the top in 4 years.
You're more interested in the cast. It's going to be something out of Dallas. I think we're going to be playing with.
HAC is, but I tell you.
Oh no, honestly, I'm kicking myself who's playing me.
That boy from Minder. What was his name again?
Honestly, God, man.
I'll get him. But,
You're going to get Steve Martin or something like that.
I'll get Steve over.
That's a good shout.
That's a great shout, baby. Listen, that's not,
Honestly.
I'll make the call, don't you worry about
I
that.
don't know if you could do your accent.
I'm sure he's chatting about to go over to Govan for a couple of weeks.
Especially now, mind you say it.
If he rocks out, he playing Durrant.
But it sounds like, I mean, that, as you say, that video totally summed it up. And obviously, like back 10 years, 12 years ago, whenever it was now, I was involved with Rangers first, and I knew what it was like, because I was out handing out leaflets at Ibrox, everything, trying to get.
I joined that as soon as I knew it, by the way. I remember sitting there like 2012, 2013 when he first came about, and I was like, right, I'm on. I was a postman at the time, and I was like, take the money, take as much money as you need. And that's a full thing. It comes from the other end of the city. Oh, you didn't do it. We've done everything. And this is what this play shows. It's a show for the fans' point of view of exactly what we personally went through. So it's a story about a father and son, but it's every father and son. So when you're sitting watching that, you're not watching people acting, you're watching what your life was like for the past 10 years. And it hits in every point, and it's a comedy, as much as the last 10 years wasn't a comedy for us. But looking back at it, you're going, what did we just go through there?
Do you know what I loved about it? But we just go on with it.
Aye,
We were down the bottom league and we just go on with it. I actually enjoyed going to all these away grounds.
Well,
There's a couple of funny ones.
Oh, I bet.
I swear to God, we were playing Forest Mechanics there in the Scottish Cup, right? And we're winning 1-0, right? And for somebody, I don't know, it was a beautiful day, but the pitch is an absolute quagmire, so it must have been water. And I think the fire engine that were in, right? It's an absolute swamp, right? And they get a corner in the last 30 seconds, right? And I'm looking at Coyce, he's going, no. I goes, oh, see, this big centre half was about 18 stone, right? Before his Mechanics, right? Now you talk about the journey.
Aye.
Honestly, there was two gardens overlooking Forest Mechanics' pitch, right? And they were having barbecues, not right? And they were doing the congas, not right? And now you're trying to watch a game, you're looking at all these boys doing the conga, right? They've got a barbecue, you can smell burgers and sauce. So they get the corner, and you see this big guy get up the park, right? He's out of breath, just walking up, right? And I'm going, right, just pick him up, just 3 run him, and the ball comes out, right? And it's gone straight to him. But he was knackered getting up the park. He couldn't lift his leg. If he survived Forest Mechanics.
that is a major part of this show. There's obviously it's about everything, but one of the sitting writing it, there's a big part of exactly a story like that, and we're standing there going like, listen, their gaffer's the same boy, just punting you the half-time pies. You know what I mean? And just things like that. So these stories are brilliant.
See the first game, remember the breaking the hedge? And we're at the dugout, right? And there's a committee boy shouting down, get that ball back! They're 90 quid, boys!
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And the boss stuck in the hedge, you see a pair of ladders going up.
So that's exactly it.
If you're sitting there going, playing the Champions League, I'm 90, get that ball back! 90 quid that ball is!
That is exactly what a show is. That's exactly what it is. And it's just about that struggle of like exactly everything you just went through.
I swear to God.
So the punter's standing there going, can I believe this? This is Glasgow Rangers. And I'm watching them get a boy a heavy up to get a ball off my head.
See the other side there.
You see the ladders going up.
I know where you're coming from. I worked in the lower leagues. I was with Clyde Banks and Ra. And we used to knock. But see the one we used to kind of kick it into your dugout and all that, and then that's how you had to get your little.
You had to write on them.
Stranraer's ball.
How many Rangers boys went listening at the time? By
God love him, me Jimmy Beale. No, me Jimmy. Oh, sadly not with it, but me Jimmy Beale used to go into the way dressing room. Right, boys. He walked out with 6 boys.
See you, bag guy.
Me Jimmy's going there sneaking out at half time, still getting all the boys back.
See, we used to go out to the Albion. We collected one ball, remember? So we were responsible for that. So see if we booted it out of the ball.
You had to go and get it.
Aye, but what happened was there was wee boys waiting for you, kicking you. So a couple of times they run away with your ball.
Aye.
I need to get that ball back because that money's coming off my wages. So you're chasing them up the close and all that.
That's
trying to
unreal.
get your ball back,
That's unreal.
because you don't want to get 30
You're
quid.
fit for it, aye.
Big job, remember? He used to wait you, right, ball. We were apprentices at the time, right? Remember the gauges for now the the size of the balls. You know what they call it? Beach balls and tennis balls. I'll do it.
Just get it in there.
He didn't practice with things. What were they like? They were like medicine balls. Oh, they were solid.
I would have been all right.
Well, you have got the biggest seed in Europe, by the way.
With Joe Mason, right, Stan Anderson, right, make sure the balls are washed, right. So we'd wait until Joe...
Washing the balls?
Standards. Had to clean all the balls, no, aye. So we, remember the big communal bars?
Aye.
We used to stick all the balls.
Well, see that
But they were that wet, see next day, tickle ball, like...
But the other thing is,
That's
some of the
amazing.
other boys had to come into the bath to get washed.
That's what I'm saying. So get your balls in quick. Help John coming. Jimmy's coming out. I'm getting him in that bath.
God, that's what, I just remembered that. Aye.
It's
class.
We used to get on, we had the brushing on it, then we
the
put
bath,
them,
roast.
then just throw them in there under the shower.
That's amazing.
And somebody out to dry.
That's brilliant.
Mental. I'm going to miss most of the show because we're nearly at 45 minutes already. We get like 5 minutes.
Keep it going, we'll get a show to plug.
It's no sleep. We've only said one day, really. Well, that's nothing.
Get in touch with Stuart for the show. If you get 1,200 people plus,
That's it.
you'll accommodate.
We can come and do your warm up act if you want.
No, you're tongue. That's it. You want it? There you go. Get the boys
I might have to stand in for Steve Barber a couple of nights.
Can I be Costello here, by the way?
I can't believe you're trying to edge into that.
You want a ticket? You just ask me. I'll get you a ticket.
Always an opportunity.
All of you get a ticket, please pick the cast.
I want that all.
Your own sausage.
No.
You could play David Lavery.
There you go.
Anyway, do you want to talk about the Hibs game? No.
Looking forward to it. Now, really.
In fact, do you know what I totally
No,
forgot?
just like to talk about Stuart.
Actually, can I say one thing very, very quickly? I've not to say, listen, that resonated with the Rangers fans, son awful. We sold that the first night out in 4 minutes. 4 minutes that went. So I couldn't believe the supporters. So thank you to everybody that's coming to the show.
So exactly when is it? Right,
So, it's the 3rd and the 4th of February at the Armadillo.
That's quite near my birthday.
Right. Well, I'm no shy. I'll be looking for a ticket.
I'll show you a couple after this.
He's got an up there kick from
You'll be standing at the sides with a flute going, when can I go in? When can I go in?
I'll be making a cameo. I'll tell you right now, I'll make a cameo.
Right, you're tongue.
What nights is that?
So it's a Friday and Saturday. Saturday.
Saturday's a definite.
Right, well, that was the first night. The first night, a lot of people were going to have to turn up because they only gave me one night to begin with. And then when it sold out, they're like, do you want another night? So it was either a Friday or a Sunday. And I went, well, it's got to be the Friday.
No, Sunday's not good.
Exactly. So but people are going to have to turn up.
That's our day.
Exactly. So Friday, Saturday, boys, and apologies. You can go back to your podcast. There you go. Right, boys, see you later on, mate.
See what you're saying about Sunday. See when we 155. Honestly, that was the first year of our podcast, and every week we were coming in burst.
Oh, aye.
See the Monday night. Oh, what was it like? It was who was the worst out of the 3 years? I think it was you normally did it, wasn't it?
No, it's all right. You. We made the wee glass of wine. He made the big jump. The barber sheet.
No, that was a good year, wasn't it?
Oh,
I think there was only one game we were in a huff about, wasn't it? St Mirren or something. Anyway, right, Rangers versus Hibs.
That game, didn't it?
Aye.
That was that point was scrapped.
But you know, I've just noticed that obviously, I don't know if you can see it, Stuart, there's loads of comments coming in for Facebook, Twitter, everything, and we've just not even been able to get to them. But one of the ones I have seen kind of popping up a few times is the thing about Porteous maybe coming to Rangers. What do you think about that?
I'm no. Oh, sorry, boys.
No,
As a fan, listen, I'm not for him, and I'll tell you exactly why I'm not for him. It's his attitude off that pitch. See, to be a Glasgow Rangers player, in my opinion, is to have that pride and stature. He's coming across too many times as a stupid wee laddie that's making an absolute mockery of himself. Again, it's only my opinion. I would not want to see him anyway. He's had one good game with Scotland. That's it.
It's a valid opinion, right?
Aye.
But I'm going to say it to you. Would you take him on a free transfer?
No.
I know a wee bit about. I asked Lewis, obviously in the 21s with him, and do you know, Lewis says he's a really nice fella.
Oh, for God's sake.
I know. He says he's a good.
What was he doing then?
He's a good lad, but it happens with a lot of players. Once they cross that white line, they're different people, aren't they? But I'm only just trying to give you a wee bit that he's supposed to be he's a good lad. I've heard he's good lad. I know.
It's the message.
Don't disappoint you.
Right, I know that's about because you know how this is going to go, right? So he's going to get same with Rangers. I'm going to do with us playing. I'm going to be in a room with him at one point next year. But, right, mate, how you doing?
I think it's a position where we're top heavy. if you think about it now, obviously goes somewhere back. Davis, Sands, King. Now they
Suter,
can fill in.
come back.
Suter, Hollander. I mean, they're top heavy there.
Aye.
So I would rather see that now. We've shelled out a lot of money for Ben Davis, so we need to give him a shot and see what obviously what side goes. And again, you've got Hollander.
And we've got King, you know, he's come through the ranks.
He's been great.
And he's
come for a wee bit of
really
half
good.
time, but the boy's been great.
Yeah,
Aye.
definitely.
It's been great. Well, we'll just do predictions because we're nearly running out of time. So I'll come to you first, Stuart, for Hibs.
Listen, I'm for the old day fashioned. I'll take anything as long as it's a win.
You sound like they two, by the way.
Listen, Rangers men, big man. Listen, we're born.
I'm going for Vosa.
Aye.
Aye.
I think they're going to blow them at the water.
Right. Is this a proper predicament? Because I'll put that on.
I'm putting it on.
4-0
I'm going
Elves,
to go
innit?
for 4-0.
Aye,
I'll go a wee bit more reserved. 2-0 Rangers.
I was going to go 2-0 as well.
All right, fair enough. Right, 2-0. I'll go for 3. How's that?
Me and my mate Derek, we just do the same now. No, but it's been great to have you both on. It's been a good laugh.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ian said he didn't really want to come on, but I knew he was missing us, wasn't you?
his own big stand at the Petty Lip, is it? And a substitute for Charlie Miller. Hope you get well soon, Charlie. Hope your wee team's doing all right. And
He's not sick.
I know if he's sick tonight, if he's outside up at
He's out
Story Glen.
training, I tell you what.
Tell you right now.
And fair play.
Fair play to him, by the way.
Aye,
Aye,
good
top
these
man.
nights. That's
How was Belfast, by the way?
we'll say no more.
I was going to. Can you talk about it?
No, that's a whole other show. So it is.
Nah. But thanks again, Stuart. It's great to have you on. You're more than welcome to come on again. That was really good.
Absolute pleasure.
same
Thank
way.
you.
More than
Brilliant,
welcome to come on.
I'm just a celebrity. Happens to me in and out.
In and out. That's what she said.
I'm just going to give Stuart another plug and looking forward to it.
No, you're
It goes
fine.
well, and I hope now the more people, the more you'll get to see it.
Aye.
It's going to be a fantastic show. So get in touch
Cheers, Durrant.
with Stuart and his agent, Big Ricky.
Have you gone on the Saturday night?
I'll tell you, there's never that many times in your life where I've ever sat and I thought to myself that I've got Ian Durrant plugging my show. You know what I mean?
Oh, show us a play.
I play!
Honestly, with Steve Martin in it.
Just think it.
Steve Martin and Doc
Now
Martin.
you're talking.
Imagine it does get made into a film.
There you go.
He was in a shot at Glory.
Are you?
He's a
Who isn't he?
I know. And there you go.
Am I not in it?
Oh, by the way,
Michael Caine, Duval. He's
aye,
Derek Spimerall.
Still like that.
and Coisty.
Aye, I know McCoy was on it.
I haven't
You were
done
on
it. He has to score a goal at Hampden, didn't
Aye,
he?
aye.
It takes about 10 takes.
Aye.
All he has to do is get the front post, tap it in.
I've got
He kept missing. And I thought, is he at it? I don't think he was at it.
No, he's
Oh,
we got a couple
What's
of
that,
pals
man?
that went that day when they were young lads. It was like 2000, so we were about 10 or something like that, right? And it was 2 Celtic pals. And they're like, oh, we get told, we went with my granda, we get told they were filming with Michael Keaton and Robert Duval and all that. And since they walked in, they were in the Rangers then. They're like, fucking hell, a big turn.
brilliant.
Okay, in the World Cup, Coisty's been top man.
Oh, aye,
Aye.
aye, it's been
Hasn't
fantastic.
he?
Aye.
He's a level above the rest of them.
He's got that now. Like he's loved the world over now for that.
So that is,
Aye, massively.
Love that.
I know, maybe get him in the show. Mind we had him on via phone. He was good, wasn't he? He didn't even let used to have a word.
So it's top draw.
Keep Coisty a shout for a ticket, by the way. That'll be a good laugh.
Listen, he'll be playing him.
We'll get him back in to do, what was it, Jackie McQuillan? That's what it was
Oh,
called.
Jackie McQuillan.
Jackie McQuillan.
Anyway, guys, it's been great to have you on. And once again, we've still got tickets left. Like, unfortunately, we can't sell it in 4 minutes. We're more like 4 months. So you can get tickets for our Christmas party. It's this Friday. It's ourselves, Christy and little DJ DeVito. Danny DeVito.
Danny, aye.
You just need to go to allaboutthegers.co.uk. And thank you. We'll see you next Monday.
Cheers.
Hopefully we've got a win.
Pleasure.
Take care.